All right, everyone, welcome back to Bourbon Flights OKC. Eric is always with my co-host Jason, Season 2, Episode 4. But before we get into that, we need to talk about how much of a giant disappointment OKC Whiskey Fest was yesterday.
Yeah, it was very unfestive.
It sucked.
Yeah.
It was 105 degrees, because why would you do it outside in August is beyond me.
Yeah.
Everything there, you can go and buy at the liquor store. There was nothing new or exciting.
Yep.
I heard Cotton Eye Joe and the Cha-Cha Slide or...
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah. Cupid Shuffle, that's what it was.
Okay.
Way more times than I should have ever heard it at a bourbon festival. And the lines were long.
Yep. For stuff you could get anywhere.
And it was $70. So
yeah.
Won't be going next year.
Yeah, it almost seemed like a bunch of college kids were trying to put on a rave type thing where everything was very poorly done. Not very many vendors showed up. Yeah, it was just very poorly done.
Yeah, and I mean, I asked, there was a lady, she had some Uncle Nearest stuff, and we've had the regular, the 1844, I believe it is. And then I wanted to try the 1856. And you asked her, so what's this bottle all about? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
What? Why are you pouring it? What is so? Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, people would just get up there and camp out in the front of the line and just drink everything every bottle they had on the table before they would move and let anybody else get a drink. Yeah, it was a disaster.
It was not good. And as I said, I will not be going back next year. A lot of our friends that were there, part of the bourbon group that we're kind of a part of, they're not going to go back. So there is Whiskey Riot coming up. It seems like it's exactly the same thing. However, it is inside.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I think there is going to be more there, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's not a very conducive environment to try new things or really film, because I mean we were going to make content for it, and that's what we said in one of the last episodes. But it
wasn't worth it.
No, because you're just in a line and they're just trying to pump through people to get. You don't learn anything. It was just not fun.
Yeah,
we were there for 55 minutes and we left.
Yeah, and we weren't by far not the first ones leaving.
No,
either.
Definitely not. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. Today, episode number 4 is entitled "The Four Roses Showdown Single Barrel versus Small Batch Select." So what we redeemed yesterday was we left the Whiskey Fest. Well, we saw our buddy Mike at the Whiskey Fest, and he goes, "We're about to leave," and I said, "We're about to leave as well." And he goes, "Come over to the house. We'll drink bourbon. We'll hang out." And that's exactly what we did. But on the way over, we picked up a couple things. One of them being the Four Roses Small Batch Select. Our buddy Mike is a huge Four Roses guy. So I'm glad I brought that over. Thank you again, Mike and Lindsay, for having us over.
Most gracious hosts.
Yeah, great people. So that's what we did. We sat over there. We probably tried, 15 to 20 bourbons.
We had a little bourbon mystery where they made us all go outside and pour it and we had our drink blind and had to figure out which one of his bourbons it was. And he knew. I think he knew right away when he drank it. But just how he was eliminating everything was very impressive. It showed his knowledge of the varying tastes between the brands and stuff. And it was educational. It was fun, and it was a great time. Some great guys out there.
It was really good. Really
thank
good
you
stuff.
again.
Yes, thank you. So what we'll do is, Jason, do you want to pour these up? What we're going to do is, let's see, we'll go low proof to high proof. So I believe the single barrel is 100, and I believe that's 104. So,
okay. Wow.
The Four Roses Single Barrel is a straight bourbon from the Kirin Brewery Company, Four Roses Distillery. The proof is 100. The age is NAS. The mash bill is 60% corn, 35% rye, 5% malted barley. MSRP was $40 in 2017. I think I paid about $50 for it, which I think is probably what you're going to pay about now, I would say.
Yeah.
And then the Four Roses Small Batch Select is a straight bourbon, again from the Kirin Brewery Company, from the Four Roses Distillery. The proof is 104. The age is NAS. And the mash bill is a blend of 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley, and 60% corn, 35% rye, 5% malted barley. So it's a blend of both of those mash bills. And MSRP in 2019 was 55. I paid 59, and I got that at George's.
Was that Georgia? Oh yeah, okay.
Yep, that was at George's.
Because then we went to Modern.
I got the Baby Jane at
at Modern,
which I'm sure will be on another episode.
All right.
Without further ado, shall we?
Yeah.
On the single barrel, we haven't had the single barrel in a while.
Yeah.
What's funny is it has notes on the back of both of these.
It does. I mean, a little bit of ethanol, but
yeah,
get the caramel, the spice. It's not like
it's not super overpowering.
Right, it's just a light and
it's a little dull of a nose for me.
It's still good.
Good. I mean, it's right. It's got that higher rye content, so you've got that good rye spice on the end. Get a little heart hug.
There you go.
Not too bad. But anyway, I guess let's talk about it. On the nose for the single barrel, greeted with an incredibly delicate and light nose. I would agree with that. It's almost like nothing's really there.
Yeah, you just barely get hints of things.
A bouquet of soft scents consisting of cork, dried raisins, vanilla, fresh picked flowers. Also, a very small amount of alcohol is detected.
That's what I said. A little bit of ethanol in there. I got a little bit of ethanol.
I don't think I get flowers.
I don't get flowers at all. Now I get the raisin.
I don't get the raisin. It's so dull to me. I don't know if I'm stuffed up or what it is, but yeah, I'm not getting a lot on that at all. The palate, the most apt description is flavor burst. Again, this is from our friends at breakingbourbon.com. Up front, I'm greeted with a heavy dose of rye spice. Would agree with.
That.
Followed by honey. I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Peaches and a subtle hint of brown sugar and like oak. I get the other stuff. I don't know if I get peaches.
I don't get peaches.
Because what the back of the bottle says is rye spice, apricot, pear, cinnamon, and toasted oak.
I could see pear. Because pear is not a very strong, flavor, but it's just a little sweet. Yeah.
I get pear. I don't get peaches. I don't think I get apricot. I can see the pear now, though. Now that I had to let it sit for a second on my tongue.
Mm. Yeah, it's light.
But I can get that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a spicy pear, almost. Like a rice spicy pear. This is weird. On the finish, long lingering finish, which I would agree with, which has the exact opposite spice effect of the palate. The finish, you're greeted with very little spice. However, that changes as the mouth is filled with a delicious spicy heat over a minute or two. Mm-hmm. Layered in between the rye spice are old leather, old wood, mint, dried raisins, and cherries, along with vanilla-coated peaches. Never had a vanilla-coated peach.
Diversity in old wooden ship.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I like it.
I like it. I think it's a good.
It's an easy drink.
Yeah, easy to get a hold of. It's not too expensive. Good one to keep it.
Yeah.
Keep on the bar.
Absolutely.
Now these, that's the first time I'd seen them. In a while.
So I had that last night. I don't think you got to try it.
I didn't get to it.
So let's go over to it because I really, really enjoyed this one when I had it last night. I thought as soon as I tried it, I was like, man, that was a good purchase for $59.
Yeah.
Again, pretty dull on the nose.
Yeah. Just a little bit of the ethanol.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you really don't get much.
No, you don't.
Wow, that's really smooth.
Really smooth. Just a little bit of rice spice right on the end of it.
But not as
good
much.
Good mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not a dry
or
oily.
It's really good. So Breaking Bourbon is talking about on the nose, sweet vanilla, cinnamon, and oak bark. I would agree with the vanilla and the cinnamon.
Yeah, I mean, but it's so
It's
light.
just so, yeah, it's very light. Beyond, there's a sweet away of fruit cobbler, caramel, and a touch of creme brulee and rye spice.
On the nose or the? Yeah, I don't know about the.
I don't get the creme brulee, and I love creme brulee. Big creme brulee fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's just so dull for me. On the palate, it's well balanced. They're saying summer fruits, bold pepper, oak, and vanilla.
I would agree with the bold pepper, especially on the finish as it sits.
Yep.
After a minute, you get it a little bit on the back sides of the tongue. But it's not heat; it's just spice. It's funny how smooth it is when you drink it, and then that spice just gradually comes in at the end.
Yeah, it's nice, and it's not harsh. It's just very mellow. And like even right now, it's still kind of like lingering on.
It's almost
on
like
my tongue.
a sweet to a savory, too, because it's like sweet on the front end, and then the sweetness starts to fade and leaves you with some spice. And
that is good. That is a good analysis for sure. On the finish, the spice carries through, tapers off as it's joined by leather, a drier oak, and sweet vanilla. Nice medium length finish. I'm going to go out on a limb. I think this might be my favorite Four Roses product.
Yeah, it's good. I like that one.
Because, I mean, this is about the same price as that, and this is way better for me all day long. But we should do ourselves the favor and put it on the ice.
On the ice, yes.
On the ice. Would you like to put it on the ice?
Sure.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll hear from our sponsor, and we'll be right back. Bourbon Flights OKC podcast is proudly sponsored by Bark Brew Coffee. Dive into the rich, bold world of Bark Brew Coffee, where every sip supports shelter dogs in need. Ethically sourced and craft roasted, our coffee brings a new level of depth to your morning routine. For the bourbon enthusiasts out there, our blends are the perfect companion to your favorite spirit. Exclusively for listeners to this podcast, enjoy 10% off your order with code BARK10 at checkout at www.barkbrewcoffee.com. Elevate your coffee experience with Bark Brew Coffee. Cheers to great mornings and even greater causes. All right, everybody, welcome back. Jason has put ice on our bourbon here successfully, as usual.
It's a difficult job.
And, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway that we're going to have here is the nose was pretty dull anyway. I don't think it's going to help it out a lot on the ice. No. It's really going to be more about, like, what does it do?
With the flavors, what is it?
With the palate, yeah, for sure.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So this is the single barrel again on the ice.
It did take that little bit of ethanol smell out.
Yeah, it took the ethanol out, and I'm getting a lot more caramel.
Makes it earthier.
Yeah, I don't like it on as much.
I don't either.
It's pretty boring.
It's better.
Yeah.
Neat.
There's like a really long-lasting, like kind of weird sweet taste that I get too. That lingers that I don't like.
Yeah.
Definitely way better neat.
Yeah.
Way better neat.
Almost like cheap candy.
Yeah, like candy corn.
No, those are delicious.
Candy corn is terrible.
Food group.
No, candy corn. That's not what the top of the food pyramid is.
What do you think I make my tortillas with? Candy corn. Now you know why it was 400 pounds.
Popped candy corn. Why won't this corn pop? I don't understand. It's just melting. Oh my god, that's dumb. Same thing with this, just dulls it out.
Yeah.
Lot sweeter.
Yeah.
Caramely.
I can taste the floral now.
Yeah, you can taste the floral. Ooh.
I do not like it as much.
No, that lingering
it's almost,
on the palate is
it's almost bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it stays there for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Both of them are definitely better neat.
100%.
For sure. For sure.
I would agree.
I would also agree. What would you rate the single barrel out of 10?
So, I would say, as far as a common bourbon and being 1 to 10, 7.5.
Yeah,
7.
I was going to say like 7.2, 7.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're right there.
It's good.
What about the select, the small batch select?
It's like 8.
Yeah, I'm right. I can't decide if I'm on like the 7-9 side of 8 or the 8-1 side of 8. So I'll just call it 8, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
a boring
I keep
score.
doing that to
No,
you too.
it's fine. It's a boring score for me, but
Yeah,
I think,
but
I think 8 is good because it's kind of right there.
Yeah.
I think, though, for sure, it's my favorite.
Four Roses.
Four Roses.
I would
Absolutely.
agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is such a good drink. So this is, I think when I bought it was like 50, 55.
Yeah.
What would you pay for it if...
For the single barrel?
Yeah, for the single barrel.
I mean, honestly, I think it's better priced, like 40.
Yeah,
45.
I would agree. I don't think I'd pay any more than what I paid for it.
Yeah.
This, however,
Yeah.
if this went up to $75, maybe $80, I think I'd buy it still.
Oh, yeah. So I was thinking
Yeah.
like 65, 75.
Yeah, well, because it's already 60.
Is it already 60?
59 is what I paid for it.
I mean, that seems pretty right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying that it's incorrectly priced. I'm just saying that even if it went up 20 or $30, I'd still buy it.
Yeah.
It's a good bottle. I also really like the label. Like how it's kind of that shiny red color.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cool.
Copper.
Yeah, and I also like how they try to give you the toasting notes. Tasting notes. The good old toasted notes. So I guess that leads to the next question. Do we want to put the select into the infinity bottle?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're good with that?
I'm
Okay.
good with
I
that.
wouldn't do the single barrel,
No.
but I think the select.
And we were having this discussion yesterday too in the liquor store, whether the single barrel is better than the small batch, or if the small batch is better. And I think we're probably going to have to check into that, because from what I remember, I thought I liked the small batch better than I liked the single barrel as far as Four Roses.
Yeah. I have a hard time with that with Elijah Craig. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I did it. No, I didn't spill. I spilled one small drop.
Wow, you're getting good.
I'm a professional. Very, very professional. Look, we've got 4 things in there now. I guess we should tell them, because we didn't do it on camera, but we put the Ben Holiday soft red wheat bottled in bond in there as well, because that is a
good bourbon.
That's just a classic. Just a classic. Yeah. Sorry, I've made a mess apparently. Apparently, I did spill more than I thought I did.
That's all right.
But it's polyed, so
yes, I can poly it again. If
that's
I have
right.
To. I got nothing else today.
You got nothing else today? I know, I'm hurting. We tied one on last night. I mean, we must have tried. I must have tried at least 15, if not 20, different bourbons last night.
Well, and that's even Tino's like, how did you not get just tanked last night?
No.
And I was like,
Del Taco, soft chicken tacos,
Lindsay's
and
breakfast sandwiches, right? Soak that alcohol up right at the perfect time, so it was like a second wind after that.
Yeah. And then we had the charcuterie board.
Oh,
Yeah, they
good.
know how to. They know how to do it right over there.
Oh,
Those
with the tomatoes and
the caprese little skewer things. Yeah, those are really good.
Those are fantastic.
Really good.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. I mean, dude, I'm pretty bummed about the whiskey fest.
Yeah, that was.
I thought we were really gonna have a good time. Like,
yeah,
I was excited to film stuff and meet people, and like it was almost as soon as we got there, it was like, oh. Like, this is not what we thought it was going to be. And then we walked around for 5 minutes and you're like, yeah, this is not.
Yeah.
I don't like... My biggest... okay. If that whole thing happened in, like, November or December, I would have been disappointed, but it would have been tolerable. But to stand out there when it sucks already, and then it's 105 degrees out, it was absolutely miserable. And the funniest part was, I don't know if you remember, like, before we went in, like, all the organizers of the event were trying to hype everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you guys ready to drink some bourbon? Yeah, you guys ready? And you walk in and are like, not anymore.
Well, and it was like, I was looking forward, like you said, to taste new things.
Yeah.
And honestly, it looked like, other than Same Old Moses, they were there because they're local. Hochatown was there, and someone from 2XO was there. Everybody, and the other, even the Black Land, that was one that was
Blackland from Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, that was actually
that wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad,
and I think it's like $37. We should get a bottle. And
we'll have to
I
look
didn't think
into
it was that bad.
But the rest of it just seems like they had put up a tent, bought a bunch of couple cases of liquor. You could get it that everybody has or has tried. It was
Yep. And
nothing
then just
new.
hired bartenders that don't know anything
about
not even
bourbon.
bartenders, just people to pour.
Yeah. So,
Pour tenders.
and it was interesting because even we were talking to some folks and they said when they started asking questions on the website, who's going to be there, they got silenced.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay.
Yeah, the only interesting thing, well, I would say the Blackland that we had, because we never had that before, was decent. And then the Kiowa blend from 2XO.
That was
But
good.
2XO is weird because it's like an investment group. It's not it's not like a distillery.
Right.
I don't know what you'd call it. But I mean, the Kiowa I thought was good.
Yeah.
Even the regular oaked
The American oak and
yeah,
the French oak.
yeah.
I like the American oak better than the French oak.
Yeah.
But
it
they're buying it, putting staves in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a lot of them.
Staves.
A lot of them are doing that now, which is fine and all, but
yeah. So instead of 2XO with their American oak, instead of
that tastes like black licorice now.
oh yeah, it's just in these. So 2XO we learned yesterday, instead of aging their bourbon in a barrel and then pouring all of it into another barrel, all they do is they take the bung out and they put, it's a bung with these, almost looks like a big necklace of oak. They drop that in there and then they plug the bung, and those staves are what oaks it.
Right.
So it's a different way, like Woodford Reserve, which I know we don't like, but when they double oak stuff, they take it out of one barrel, put it into another oak barrel, and that's how they do it, as opposed to just leaving it in the same barrel and doing the staves like 2XO does.
Yeah.
But even then, I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kiowa was interesting too.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a blend, isn't it? The Kiowa. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the blend of the other two, I think you said.
But yeah, disappointment yesterday.
Yeah.
Bummer. But we got to see our friends at least.
Yeah.
And we made the best of it later on in the day.
And Mike and Lindsay with the big save. The bourbon.
Big
save. Bourbon made it better at the end of the night.
Big
so
save.
Glad we ran into them.
For sure. Comments, concerns, accolades, questions. This is a pretty short episode, but I tell you what, man, I'm hurting today.
I got carnitas cooking too.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, we need to go eat your delicious pork. What?
Nothing.
Oh God. All right. Well, I guess it's time to end. I know that was a shorter episode. I also need to find the ending here. Oh my God.
Yep. So, but again, we're gonna have some other folks on the show. We've been trying to rope some more people coming in with a lot of bourbon knowledge and.
Well, Mike, we were talking about to Mike? What did he? They're doing another pick.
He's doing a barrel
and then
pick.
we wanted to have him with his pick on
the show.
Yeah, sure.
And because I think we were gonna. Yeah, we told him we wanted a bottle.
Oh, of the Peerless.
Was it the Peerless?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. You good, man?
I'm good.
I'm good as well. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this bourbon journey through OKC. Remember, there is a world of bourbon out there waiting to be explored one sip at a time. Until next time, keep your spirits high and your glasses full. Cheers.
Cheers.